towards the rear of the vessel, you see the control arm, which is a long arm with what looks like a handle on the end of it. And as you rest your hand on the handle, you can feel the give that it has. It has an omnidirectional give, up and down, left and right.
Have I ever driven a skycoach or anything like it before?
I would say that you have been driven in them, but you yourself have never operated one before.
Well, you learn something new every day. She attempts to figure out how to turn it on and navigate.
Well, I'm going to make a survival check for you, and you can just trust me when I say what happens.
Oh boy.
Trust.
The alternative is rolling a dice and then just putting the picture in the chat. You actually have a really good survival.
Yay.
Oh yeah, that's a 24.
Woo!
So after manipulating the control yoke for a while, Zara, you notice that when you reach down and grab the handle at the end of the control yoke, the vessel started to maneuver around above the ground, and you started to play with it a little bit, and you realize that when you maneuver your arm down, it angles the vessel upwards, and when you angle it upwards, it angles the tip of the vessel down. And through some careful manipulation with the handle, you're able to see that by squeezing and rotating the control arm, depending on how far you squeeze it, to the left it makes the device rise up in the air, and to the right it makes it sink down towards the ground again. And the rest of your group all sort of watch you from outside of the vessel as you get used to the controls a bit. But you're able to manipulate it quite well, and you have a feeling that you can use this vessel without too many problems.
Alright, well, if someone can pull up the music shop on the map, I can see what I can.
Siegfried, do you have the map?
Siegfried?
Yeah, yes, sorry.
Do you have a map?
I have one. I take it out from my pack.
Zara needs help navigating to the music store.
Siegfried takes out the atlas and starts thinking about the music store and starts holding it around until it feels warm to give a direction to.
As you're staring at your atlas state, Siegfried, you see a banner with text appear on the map over the Redstone District. And you see the name Marius Lapel's Wondrous Wares appear in a very shiny script within this little banner that appears.
I inform Zara and let her know the general direction. Zara, it's It appears to be this way. And I say the direction because I, an intellectual, do not know the directions.
Thank you, Siegfried. That was very clear. Thank you.
I try to be as precise as I possibly can.
You're doing great. Well, alright, let's go. Is everyone in the vehicle?
Siegfried gets in.
Just don't kill me, please.
Have some faith, Nick. You already survived one crash. What's an...
Byron and Samael, are you guys coming?
I think I don't know what's going on with Samael's feed. It says that he is both muted and he can't hear us.
I believe he has at this point closed his eyes and plugged his ears and just rejected everything that's...
Oh, then somebody's going to have to carry him on.
Siegfried just gently grabs Samael's hand and leads him onto the...
I think he's meditating.
As you all one at a time head onto the vessel, Zara, with a very careful maneuvering of the controls for the skycoach, you all lift up into the air.
With or without the skycoach?
On the skycoach, obviously. And you all feel the wind in your hair once again as the skycoach arcs up past the commons, passing around Braylon Spire and the dome above Morgrave University. And you begin heading towards your destination in Redstone. And if you guys were connected to Fantasy Grounds, I would be asking Zara to be making constant checks at this point, but I'm not going to subject you to that.
Natural 24th every time. Doing well. I feel like I learned this in a dream somewhere.
Somebody check on Samael. I think he fell asleep.
I have tried.
Do you want me to call him?
That's okay. I don't know. Maybe he's having connection issues.
I don't know. I messaged him on telling him I was going to be late and everything, and even if he was okay, and haven't gotten anything back.
So after several minutes, all flying over the city, you see the expanse between the towers, the large crevasse of the valley in between the sections and wards of the city. You finally make your way over to Redstone. The top towers, you see all of the large roads and bridges that connect all of the different towers and all of the shops that line the edges of the towers. And you find yourself coming into a rather large area that seems to be free of any folks or people congregating that you can attempt to set down in. And since I'm not a mean DM, I'm not going to roll for this. I'm going to say that you, after a little bit of practice, you're able to land the vessel.
Clip someone else's husband.
Oh no, you crushed a small child.
Oh no!
Don't worry, I'll hide the body.
Siegfried can't allow.
We're Bonnie and Clyde. Alright, so here's the music shop. And Zara disembarks from the vehicle.
One at a time, you all step out of the vehicle and you find yourselves standing within the hustle and the bustle of the top parts of this ward. You see several shops off in the distance, various types. You see armor shops, you see a general store, you see the shop that Siegfried you saw in the banner ad on the Atlas Slate. And you also see, just a little ways away, you see the banner for a place called Lalandra's Creature Boutique. And you see several cages strategically placed just outside of the entrance. And you can hear the sounds of birds squawking.
The birds sound beautiful today.
Ah, yes, they do sound lovely, Siegfried. I also have a question, Jeremy.
Yes, sir.
Is there like a way to lock the coach, or do you
That's a good question. I suppose you could have asked that of Esville.
just...
Do Nicholas or I remember anything of how it might work?
I'll tell you what. I will make a roll for you, and you can just trust me on whether or not this roll is any good or not. How about that?
Alright.
Let's see. I'm gonna have you roll. Ooh, that's not good.
Because, I mean, I know we're in the rich district, but anyone's going to be like, oh, free...
Free Sky Coach. Hey, free ride. So after
This will go good with my 3 others.
after giving it a good once over, Zara, you and Nicholas, looking at this around the edges of the Sky Coach, looking in the back near the control arm, you see what looks like some sort of device, like a lever, in the ground, like towards the rear of the vehicle.
Maybe that?
Zara pulls it.
Okay. Upon pulling the lever, the Sky Coach sprouts legs and immediately sinks onto the ground. And you notice that the lever itself seems to come off in your hand.
Ah. I put it in my pack,
Well, that's awesome.
next to my lizards and spiders.
Next to the lizards and spiders, they'll have company.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. That's a key. Pretty ingenious, I might say. Siegfried, I guess, onto the music store? Sorry, Byron.
Oh, no. You're saying all this tech is going to get us in trouble.
Well, let's go if everyone's okay with it. I wonder what they may have. What I have on me is rather old at this.
As you're passing through the square, looking at the various shops, you all watch as this image begins to materialize above you, and it looks like an illusory banner. And there's a mosaic that displays the seal of a united Galifar, and it stretches out and flaps in the wind as if it were tangible before disappearing in a dazzling display of lights.
You know, I have a question, Siegfried.
Yes, Nick.
For being as shy as you seem, how do you stand up in front of a bunch of people and sing? I mean, I'd be shocked.
It seems to come and go. Like I said, sometimes I was in hiding and away from people for such a long time and not used to being around people again nowadays, and a result, it seems I pushed myself too far, too fast, and right now it just is overwhelming.
Curious, but interesting. I'd like to see you perform sometime. Maybe when you're in a better mood.
Part of being a good actor is being able to hide when you're shy, so even though I'm a bit overwhelmed, if I had to perform or forced or found a need to or a spur of inspiration, I could surely toss to do a performance.
Yeah, makes sense. You're a good fella.
I try my best to not only be good, but encourage others to also.
So yeah, let's see if we can find something good.
As you're looking around the different shops
I
in the
continue
area,
walking to the music store.
walking towards the music store,
And I do as
$60 of all.
you'll watch as
Siegfried, what did you do during the war? Actually? A lot.
Well, you you could say I was actually performing when the morning happened, and I was let's just say well within view of what happened when it did.
I do know that it affected some people strangely at times. You ever want to talk, I'll be around.
Thank you, Byron.
Zara begins looking through to see what kind of musical instruments. There's a cow. I never thought of that as an instrument.
You've never played a cow before, Zara.
No, I haven't actually. How do you do?
You just let it move and you make sound around it. It can be rhythmic and have a nice farmly background for more rural.
You know, I would love to see a performance of that.
I mean, I have heard of a cowbell, but never a cow.
Sounds zany.
as you
That's
approach the outer facade, get closer as you continue on, you can see just outside of the windows from within, you see furniture floating in midair. Some of the furniture seems to be spinning and dancing.
That's some smart advertising saying that your music is so good it'll make the furniture.
Wow. Well, my friend Siegfried, what are you looking for? Can we help you with anything?
Well, just maybe something to replace what I have, or a little something new for a refreshing breeze.
Do I see like a shopkeeper in here? Do we?
You do actually. You see a very skinny looking man sitting Indian style, his legs crossed, on top of a table that's floating in the midair. He has very golden brown skin. His arms and his chest are exposed, and he's wearing very loose garments. He has several piercings in his ears, piercings in his nose. He has a long golden brown mustache and goatee that trails down to the middle of his chest. And his hair is on fire, or at least it appears to be on fire. But the flame is bright pink. And he has his eyes closed and his hands folded around him. And as you head into the shop, he immediately, his eyes snap open. He goes, "Oh, welcome to my shop. Hello, hi, I'm Marius. How are you?"
My name is Siegfried, and I'm doing quite well. I'm just come to peruse to see if anything catches my...
Well, I have many wares. As you can see, I'm a proprietor of many things and trinkets from all over Corvair and even beyond Corvair. I have trinkets from as far as Zindrik or Arganessen. Perhaps one of you would be interested in a brooch from Sarlona. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
I pull out my instrument and hand it to him. I'd like something a bit more modern than what I have.
Oh, a simple device. It's a viol. I see it appears to be made of a fine wood. You want another viol or something, a different kind of instrument? I have other string instruments. I have, of course, for a person of your stature, I'm sure you don't want to lug around a harp.
No, a string would be good. Something a bit more modern that would catch attention, but still not be overly zealous. Something not too complex, but still.
And I do have something that was given to me. I, of course, have no use for such things. It is a type of lute, I believe. The man who gave it to me said it had been modified. And he turns around and goes under the counter for a moment. He comes back around with a long case. And he opens it up, and you see this fine, reddish-hewn wood lute. And within the neck of the lute, you see a large crystal. The crystal has sort of a dusty pink color to it. Now, I have never used it myself. I wouldn't even know how to play a tune on it. Nothing at all. But I have been told that this particular instrument, it can perform a few interesting things. And for one such as you, it might be something that you're interested in. If I remember correctly, this one has an amplification. This crystal, it allows you to, when played, you can cast a spell that emits 4 torch-sized lights that hover around in multiple colors that can be changed at will.
That actually does sound like something I'd be interested in. I do like to add a bit of pizzazz to my shows. Siegfried Lockhart always likes to add a bit of pizzazz to everything he does, even on the off days. How much would you want?
Well, this particular instrument is quite unique. I don't have any others within the shop of this type. None that have been modified in this way with this type of enchantment. I could let it go for 85 gold.
I may have to save up. I'm a bit, but I'm sure I can come rush right now.
Well, I've not been one to turn away a potential customer. How much would you be willing to pay for it?
I could comfortably say around 60.
60. Well, since I don't imagine anyone is going to purchase this item, and I have been sitting on it for quite some time now, and the owner has not come back for it, I could let it go for 60.
Yeah, gladly. I take out 60 gold and I hand it to the man.
And he hands this beautiful instrument over to you, and he says, "Take care of it." I, again, haven't seen the man who gave it to me in quite some time, and I imagine if you needed work done to it or needed repairs, you would have to find someone who is well versed in that sort of thing.
I have a idea of a person or two that I could inquire about where I could get such repairs.
Well, and I will, if there's nothing else, any of you else, your companions, if they wish to purchase something, they can. Otherwise, I think I will go back to my nap. And he closes the case to the loot and pushes it over to you. And you, my friend, are now the proud owner of a clockwork lute.
Ooh, I like the word clockwork there.
Powered by an Eberron dragon shard crystal.
Man.
Ooh, fancy smancy.
And
I turn to them, taking the case gently. Shall we go get it?
you may cast the Dancing Lights spell a number of times equal to your charisma modifier plus 1, a minimum of 1 per long rest.
Wow.
In addition to using this device as an instrument to focus your magical abilities, if you're proficient. And I believe you said that you were proficient with lutes.
Yes, we were gonna swap stuff around to make it a bit more viable.
And I have gone ahead and added it to your sheet. You'll be able to see it next time you log in.
Yay!
You now have 17 gold left.
But yes, now shall we go get Byron cat? A big, mean-looking one that would eat him just for fun, as I believe Samael.
Not a bad idea.
If you get a whole family, you won't have a rat problem anymore. You'll have a cat problem.
Yeah, but I won't be able to have to worry about taking. Oh, but yeah, my problem.
Who knows, the next time they're going to have you going out to buying dog.
Well, that'd be interesting then, wouldn't it?
Alright, well. Let's see what we can find. Although, I got to say, I really liked that guy's hair.
Yes, I have to agree. It was very fast.
The man continues to float in the shop. And the furnisher is now doing figure eights around him.
Is he playing an instrument, or are they just doing it on their own?
He is currently humming to himself